What's going on, guys? So today I wanted to go ahead and show my knowledge in landscape. So we just got done with the portion of landscape for our college. So I just want to kind of recap on what we did here. So the first and foremost thing, you're going to go into a landscape mode. Now this is going to actually allow you to create a certain specific type of landscape on length. I'm just going to do the smallest one for here. We're going to click create. This is actually going to create just, as you can see here, a blank piece of landscape. So now we're actually going to be getting into how you can actually paint it with layers. You see here layers, we have nothing, and that is because we don't have any materials. Now we did already make this one, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you how it's done. So you're going to click material, and we can just call it material instance underscore testing landscape. Now, what you can do is go ahead and select this landscape, and you can scroll down and see that this landscape material, well, here, never mind. I'll just actually come here. Testing landscape can be assigned to the specific landscape, and you can see that it actually changed it to whatever color it was. So let's go ahead and let's get some things started. Let's get some things that we can paint with. So the main thing that we were taught is you have this base color, and you also have the normal mapping. So base color is just going to give it color, and normal mapping is actually going to be the mapping that gives it detail, you know, the illusion of detail. So what we're going to do is first and foremost, we're going to go to our starter content. We're going to go to textures, and just for the sake of this, I'm going to drag in this one right here, which is some like clay, and we're also going to drag in the normal mapping of it. And I'm going to do that to two things so I can show myself as well as anybody else who wants to do this, how it's done. Drag in this one. All right, so cool. Now we have these two textures, and we have these two textures maps. All these do is reflect light. All these do is give it color. If we plug it in, you can see it gives it color here. Cool. But we want to use both of these. So how do we use both of these? There's actually something called Landscape Layer Blend. And as you see here, it's just a node, but inside of this node is actually an index of layers. So we're actually going to click 2, and we're going to open these indexes up. We're going to name one, I don't know what that is, brick. Oop. And then we're going to go and name the other one cobblestone. Now you're also going to need this for the normal maps as well. So now we can go ahead and plug the RGB value of this for base color. And you can see it's black. And then we're going to do the same thing here. The RGB, and this is going to be for the normal mapping. Let me actually put this up here. So now if you hit apply, save, and you try to, well, you can see that it turned black. All right. So if you actually go to your landscape mode, there's still nothing there to paint. You can't paint anything. The reason for that is you actually need something called a landscape layer coordinate. For the sake of this, you can just plug it in all of these. All right. And what this is able to do is it's actually able to allow you to scale it to make rotation. We'll look and see what this does later. But for right now, let's go ahead and click apply. And now let's see what is happening in our landscape. There are currently no target layers associated with this landscape. So because we went ahead and we added this, it's not understanding. So we actually have to just refresh it. And now you can see our two materials are there, brick and cobblestone. But now we're getting this warning. This layer has no layer information assigned to it yet. So we have to create that. And it's as simple as coming right here, create layer info, weight layer blend. You can put it wherever. I'm going to just put it in content blueprints. you can see now, look, now there it is. And we can actually select it in paint. So let's go ahead and do that for the cobblestone. Boom. And now we can paint also, I know it's hard to see because they're the same color, but now we can paint cobblestone. But you can kind of see a problem when you zoom out, as well as whenever you're kind of here. And the problem is called tiling. You can see that it's not tiling correctly. So what we're gonna have to do, here, let me just paint half of it for us. There you go, so you can see. So what we're gonna do is actually go back to this right here. This landscape coordinate, this layer blend node. And we're gonna change the mapping scale to something like 15. Now you can adjust this to however you like, make it bigger, smaller, click apply, and now you can see that it's actually not going to be having that tile issue. Now there is a more detailed way to do it. I mean, whenever you get into materials, we saw one that you can just kind of paint it whatever and it adjusts with landscape, but we haven't got there yet. So let's see what happens if, let's say, we just cover all this in brick. Cool. And now let's make like a little pathway or something. Let's say we want a little pathway. And you can see there's not a tiling issue. So it actually makes it look like it's supposed to. Now, if you ever want to add, let's say, another one. Let's say, okay, I want another one. All right. What you're going to have to do is go to this landscape layer blend. Go back to your index, click plus, and let's say we want to add in another one. Let's go to our materials. Oops, my bad. It's actually textures. And let's just add in this ground grass. There you go. Now, also what's interesting is you don't always have to drag in this specific map for this specific texture. You can actually drag in whatever you want. So let's, for the sake of this, let's drag in this tech hex, which is probably going to make it look weird, but it's all right. Now, what we also want to do is we're going to add in our index, we're going to call it grass, go to the layer blend, we're going to add another one, and we're going to call this grass. All right, let's go ahead and hook up the RGB values. And we're going to hook it up to the landscape coordinate so it could scale. This is going to be interesting. Boop. Click apply, save. Now you can see it's not here yet. So let's go ahead and create layers from assigned materials. You can see it's right here. It's called grass. And now we can paint with it. And I know it's kind of weird looking. The reason why it's weird looking is because we're using that, that normal mapping from this, from the hexadex. So let's actually change it back to the grass. If I can find the grass, ground grass. Let's get rid of that. Put this here, bring this back up. I know it's kind of hard to see. Put that in the UV. Let's go ahead and apply, save. And now look, now we got our grass. So now we can go ahead and make some grass around our path. Leave a brick here. Let's say it's a concert or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That allows you to paint freely, do whatever you want. And that was pretty much the conclusion. We went over this for, I think, 2 labs or something, and I just wanted to make sure that I retained the information. So here it is. If you find this useful, just let me know. But as always, we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.